Welcome back to Coach's Corner here on OUGrizzlies.com. We're here with Coach Kampe, and Coach, obviously a stiff test, not just Ohio State, not just the #2 Ohio State Buckeyes, but the #2 Ohio State Buckeyes on your third game in 4 nights.
Well, fifth game in 10 days. And the problem is practice. We haven't been able to practice. Allen Iverson practice. We just haven't been able to practice. And, I got nobody to blame but myself. So, I'm the one that made the schedule. It seemed like the right thing to do, but right now, in the midst of it, maybe not. Maybe I put the team in too big of a hole, and I think that had a lot to do with the performance last night at Valpo. Everybody's mad about losing, and why didn't we do this and why didn't we do that? Well, scored 102 points and lost, so obviously we didn't defend anybody yet. Some guy sent me an email today saying it's the worst defense he's seen in 10 years, and I wrote him back and said maybe 20. It was just awful. And I'll give Valpo a lot of credit. They made shots, they made some tough shots, and they played very well. And it was a very entertaining, a great basketball game to watch if you like offense. But if you like defense, not so much, as the guy would say. So, a lot of that had to do, I believe, with so many games and so short of a time, and not being able to practice. And because of that, I'm not that concerned about it. It's a loss. It's a December loss. You don't like those. It hurts us in a lot of ways. It hurts our seeding. It hurts our RPI. It hurts our national ranking in the mid-major. It hurts all that kind of stuff, and I understand that. But in the scope of it and with these guys, I'm not worried about it. I love the team. I think we have a very good team. I love where we're going. That's just a blip in the radar, man. We're moving on.
And talking a little bit more about the actual game against Ohio State.
Oh, that was your question. Yeah. It was about Ohio State, wasn't it? So
yeah.
You really want me to answer the question, or you want me to just talk?
Oh, no, we can move on. Hey, that's all right. Jared Sullinger against Keith Benson tomorrow. Everybody's going to be excited to see that matchup. There'll be a lot of eyeballs on a lot of TV screens to see that matchup tomorrow. Yeah,
I really do. It's a national TV game. The last national TV game, I'm getting choked up. Last national TV game we played against the top 10 team in the country was pretty good for us. So hopefully we've got that national audience again. We've got a great player in Sullinger that we're going to have to defend. We've got a beautiful arena to play in, and we'll see how we do.
All right, Coach, best of luck, and we'll catch up with you when conference play resumes out at Centenary.
Yeah, I didn't have a whole lot to say good today, did I, man? I didn't answer any of your questions. I guess I'm just an